Have you ever found yourself stuck, unable to make a decision, and being in a process of overthinking? Now, would you like to replace that with a sense of calmness in your life and confident decision making? Today, I have a trainer, a mentor and guru, an incredible human being whose work centers around health. And not just that, he also leads people on incredible experiences in the Himalayas, facilitating breakthroughs. So it's a great pleasure, and I really appreciate to welcome today Sumit Upreti. So come on down, Sumit. Let's have you down. Hi, brother. How are you doing?
Namaskar, Joakim.
Great. Fantastic. So for those that haven't met you yet, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, that's an interesting question. A little bit about myself. I am into cosmic healing. My name is Sumit Upreti, and I was in an IT corporate job just a few years back, just thinking and wondering in the IT world, what is the purpose of this life? And that one question, after going through a lot of stress and anxiety issues in life, not able to find the answer, took me to an ashram in India. And that is where my mystical journey of self-exploration started. And it took me from leaving the corporate job and going to the Himalayas and doing higher meditations and then starting a coaching business, helping people heal themselves and manifest a life of their dreams. So that's a little bit in short about who am I and what do I do.
I love that. I love that. And it's all about this embracing oneself with curiosity, which I hear you've been doing, really looking inward. What is that you really want to do? And that means you've been able to make some decisions along the way about what you really want your life to be about. So why does it matter to be able to stop procrastination and cut through any noise that might be going on to really, make decisions?
Yes, so choices, our life are decided by the choices and decisions we make. I always believe in this. And whenever we are making the decisions, we are making the choices, means we are giving a direction to ourselves. If we are not making a choice, that means we are again going to be in the same place wherever we are because we are not making a conscious decision. This is where yogic science really helped me, Joakim, that I have to choose the life I want to live. And I chose a life where I wanted to be medicine free. I chose a life where I had full control of my health, my decisions. Rest of the life, I choose what I want to do. If I want to go for a holiday, go for a trek, I am not going to make any excuse of my health. And this is where I started giving direction to myself. This is where decision making came strong in me at the young age of 25 somewhere.
I love that. And could you elaborate a little bit more upon the impact that had for you? I hear you talk about that sense of freedom and being in control. So could you elaborate a little bit on the impact that I've had for you being able to come back to making these decisions?
Every decision impacts your life completely. For me, the decision of leaving my job first was the biggest decision. Okay, where I decided I need a break for 6 months in my life and go to an ashram in India, learn about meditation, learn about self-healing, spend 6 months not trying to earn money or develop a career, but know who am I. Okay, that was a big, big breakthrough and life transforming decision for me. What it gave me is it created a momentum for next 50 years or 60 years of my life. Now I know where am I moving. I know I have full control of myself. So this is how every decision leads to the next one, And still now I'm in the coaching world, helping thousands of people live a healthy life. I never even thought about how I can coach more people, right? Now, when I see my students changing their lives, when I saw people changing their lives, now that is a big thing, which is again a big responsibility. So yes, with big decisions comes big responsibility, and everything shifted in my life since then.
Wow. Some keywords I pick up on, which I love, is responsibility. You make decisions, that's going to shape your future. And it brings a new path ahead. And also coming back to, okay, if you're going to make these decisions, or first and foremost, if you want to be that creator of your life, to have that control, to have such a freedom, then it's about being responsible. That's one thing I heard, kind of what you're saying. Could you elaborate a little bit upon some characteristics or attributes that kind of people can make, or that people can become more aware of, so they can allow themselves to come back to such like a sense where they are able to make these decisions?
What do you want to know specifically?
So for example, you talked a little bit about like getting to know yourself, with like being curious about yourself, like what do you want? You found yourself in a situation that you didn't want anymore, so you like, okay, I'm gonna be responsible, I'm gonna like craft my future. Are there other things, or characteristics you found to be really helpful to come back to maybe like center yourself with, and be able to make these decisions with clarity?
Okay, certain characteristics which I learned at the ashram is like, the first thing was learn to focus deeper. Okay, because most of the time we are not focusing on anything in our life, whether at a deeper level. Everything is at the surface, superficial level, or the surface level, as you say, that surface of the ocean. And sometimes we want to do some education, maybe because our parents wanted that, to fulfill that dream. Then it's our partners, then it's our children. Every time the decisions are based on other people in our life or society we live in, it is never focused on what I really want. So I started, one of the important characteristics is go deeper, focus on what you really want. So for me, when the illnesses started happening, diseases started happening, it was like, do I take responsibility, or the doctor has my responsibility? Right? Because I'm able to focus deeper. What is an illness? What is a problem? Okay, I created this disease. I created this stress. I created this overthinking habit. It's my responsibility to heal it. And that comes when you focus yourself, when you're more aware of yourself, when you take your own responsibility. So yes, being more focused, taking more responsibility started coming as a good characteristic now, which I take full responsibility of my health. Not government, not politicians, not doctors, not pharma companies, but not even my parents or my family. Sometimes we blame on our husband or wife or children, because of them this is happening to me. Or I say, no, you are responsible for your life, for your health, for your career, for your growth, for your spiritual journey. So that was a complete big shift for me, because I started focusing deeper on my goals. I started writing my goals. I started being more visualizing the life I want to live after 10 years, 20 years. These are certain characteristics which really help me to become a visionary of my life. Most of us people are living without a vision. We're living without a direction. We're living because we're living others' life, actually, because that doctor believes it's incurable, or that doctor thinks that you cannot heal this anxiety or depression, and you start taking those medicines for 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. Where are you in the picture?
Yeah, I love that. And for me, it comes back to the responsibility you're talking about, and what you also added here with sitting down with oneself, getting clarity on what you want with a deeper focus. Talked about goals and vision. And for those of you who listen in, if you have any questions for Sumit, put it in the comment box, in the chat box, prefix it with questions. We can easily spot it. I see we have many tuning in with us, Rina, Sharika, many here, Hema. So if there are any questions, put them in the chat box so you can have a chance to get your question answered. Sumit, in terms of creating your goals, because I love what you're saying, it's all about being that creator of your life, setting the direction for yourself instead of being the spectator. Because if you lean back and hope that other people are going to do something, it might take a heck lot of time, if it's ever going to happen, if you're going to have any change. So if people find themselves unsure, maybe doubting themselves, what have you found to be helpful in order to gain more trust in oneself, to set that direction moving forward?
Doubts will always come, Joakim. Okay, it is a part of the journey. When I am doing something which I'm not aware of, that means there will be fears, There'll be doubts. There will be self-criticism because it's not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to be perfect in the first time. But that is a time where your self vision of yourself, okay, I want to climb this mountain. I know I don't know the path. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles. I will fall. I will get up. I will fall. I'll get up. But I know the destination. So when you know the end goal, you know I have to reach here in next 1 year, 2 year. I have to be take my career to this level. I have to earn this much of money. I have to take this relationship and take it here. Then those doubts will not affect you because nobody knows. Nobody in the world know what will happen tomorrow, Joakim.
Yeah.
Everybody is living in the present moment, right? Whether it's the prime minister of the country, it's a big celebrity you see on TV, your favorite actor or actress. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. They all have self-doubt. They all are living in fears, but they have given their dreams as bigger than the fears and doubt. And that's where you start manifesting. So there is nothing need to be self-doubt. When you know who you are, when you know what's your purpose, when you know what you can do in your life, you just develop the skills around. No matter, let's say I don't know the skill, how to do this work, but in next 30 days, I can learn a skill. The doubt is gone, right? So sometimes the doubts are good to know that what is missing, and I start doing those work. And this is where meditation has helped me a lot. Know what is missing, what part of the puzzle is missing, and I bring that part, and the puzzle is solved.
I love it, Sumit, because everything is uncertain. Tomorrow is uncertain. The future is uncertain. So we can bring some certainty by taking steps to kind of shape that decision. I love that quote by Tony Robbins that, that our destiny is shaped in the moment we make decisions. That is the power. And I love when I met you, that was in India about, it's close to, yes, about a month ago, just more than a month ago. And when I saw you, it was this calmness and presence, which also radiates this confidence around you, which is also very inviting to lead people. Could you talk a little bit about your ability to be flexible around this calmness and peace, and also switching into even more of this confidence authority mode where you can cut through any noise? And I really got to see that when you told your story about how you lead people in the Himalayas. So could you elaborate a little bit upon this ability to be flexible through, you talked about meditation, calmness, peace, but also then in the moment, just like, okay, we go for it.
So yes, this is a very interesting phase because when I teach meditation, I am in a different energy. When I'm taking people for a Himalayan trek, I have to be in that commanding and leading energy because I need people to take action. And in Himalayas, when you go in high altitude treks, it is a life and death situations, right? And people need to be aware of these. Versus when you're doing a meditation or you are in a very calming, polite energy. And as an individual, we have to be in different roles in different places in different times of our life journey. And that role shift is also important. So that's a very interesting question. How do we manage that, right? I feel somewhere you just play a role. Okay. So when I'm as a teacher, and even as a teacher, sometimes I have to be polite to people. There's a process. I give you a process. You go, you do this meditation, you just follow this technique. If you get the results, very good. But if you're not doing it, I have to be strict, like I have to be like a father who is going to be good to you, also who's going to be really strict to you if you don't get the results. As a coach, that is our responsibility. So somewhere when I see students, when I see people, and I know this person is not taking action, I have to be harsh. I have to be in the commanding energy. I have to be in shouting mode also. But everything is done with the consciousness. Problem happens, Joakim, when people lose their control in their emotion. Let's say anger, when it is done with a purpose, it's going to help the child or the student, then it is good anger. Versus an anger where I lose control of myself, I don't know what I'm speaking, it's unhealthy for me and for the environment. Sometimes the same anger can be used to give direction in the moment needed. So everything has to happen with the consciousness here.
Yeah. And in the moment, this can be This is so profound, Sumit. You talk about emotions might be able to take over. On one side, like knowing our reasons why, getting deep, as you said, like sitting and focusing deeper, knowing what is my motivation to do things can really get oneself going. That's what I found. And you also talk about, okay, in the moment, because life is going to throw obstacles at us and challenges at us. And I really believe that we are here meant to grow, to be more, do more, serve more, do more, whatever I mean for people, but to take on bigger and bigger challenges as we grow. And in the moments when life hits us with challenges, with obstacles, it could be sometimes, we might find ourselves frustrated, disappointed, maybe even sad sometimes that things doesn't work out the way we want because life goes like this instead of the straight line that could be easy to project sometimes that we would like it to be. How do you, maybe for yourself or your students, the people you lead, how do you help them and teach them to break their patterns if emotions take over in the moment, Sumit?
So we have various techniques. Okay. So see, everything is not just philosophy. Okay. You need to understand the philosophy and then you need to put into certain techniques as, okay, now do this technique on a daily basis. There could be some breathing techniques. There could be some physical movements. Okay. Where you know how to break those patterns. Sometimes we are in a past trauma. For years and years, we're living in some trauma, okay? And that memory, that past memory or baggage is not leaving us. We need these yogic practices. So I teach cosmic healing techniques where you break the patterns. You need to somewhere break those patterns in your life. So there are multiple techniques which we do. It could be a breathing process. It could be rhythms of the breathing, where you are detaching your mind from the current world or the baggage you're carrying and then bringing into the present moment. And the moment you do that, you start healing. Okay. So idea is to break the patterns. If you want to change a habit, you have to break the old habits and shift into a new habit. So these techniques which we teach, the yogic practices can help. The breathing techniques, there are mantras which we use. So there are multiple ways to break your past patterns or old habits and enter a new habit or a new energy you want to enter in. So yes, exercise is a part, just movement. That's what Tony Robbins says. Your physiology defines your psychology. The moment you change, you dance, move your body, energy flows happen. And then there are music, there are mantras, there are deeper meditations, guided meditations, visualizations to bring you, shift your current identity to a new future identity you want to shift.
Yeah, I love it. And I found it myself. You mentioned Tony Robbins here. It's been profound for me as well. I learned, we have 4 different kind of states, if you like, the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and the physical. As you said, doing something physical with your body is such a powerful way to do something or to change all these states rapidly. You talked about breathing, yogi practices, mantras, like saying things, and that's also doing something because you use your mouth. Could you share a little bit about maybe some of the biggest breakthroughs you've seen with people, taking them from being stuck? Maybe it's a process of overthinking and just being able to cut through.
The overthinking is a normal habit. Okay. First of all, it's a big myth that in meditation, when you are in yogic practice, your mind should be completely calm. Your mind is made to think. If you're able to control it or manage it, the mind, then you are in a control of your life. Okay. Overthinking happens when we do not have control of the direction where my thoughts are going. But if you know your focus, if you know how to remove the distractions, the overthinking will come down on its own. And you start focusing on that thought or that idea. Let's say, I want to become a millionaire, or I want to earn $1 million, for example. Somebody might have that goal to manifest that money, or I want to heal a relationship in my life, or I want to grow to become a CEO of this company in the next 5 years. Whatever the goal, now the overthinking will happen. Will I be able to commit? Will it be possible? Do I have the money to afford it? Do I have resources? Oh, this is so difficult. And this is where overthinking happens. Now, what I'm telling you is like, focus. My goal is to become a CEO. My goal is to earn $1 million. My goal is to heal this relationship completely in next 30 days or next 1 month or next 1 year, or whatever timeline. The moment you give a clear goal, the moment you start focusing there, Yatho mana tatha prana. This is a Sanskrit saying where the mind will go, the energy, the cosmic energy will start flowing there. And this is where overthinking can be stopped when you know the direction of your energy to flow in. So keep your goal in front of you with all the positive words and just focus on that. Don't think anything which is not going to help you there. Don't create doubts. Don't focus on the doubts. Don't focus what doctors are saying it's impossible to heal. Your goal is to build a super healthy body. Your goal is to heal your relationship. Your goal is to achieve $1 million. Your goal is to become the CEO. Write it down. Now focus there. Don't overthink why it's not going to happen. Let's overthink how it will happen and what you will do after you achieve it. Simple way.
I love it. So you make it very practical as well with saying, okay, make it really clear what your goals are. Keep them in front of you. Keep the positive words, the mantras, these affirmations, keep them with you so that we can repeat it. This reminds me of, you might have heard a story too about a young Indian who sits down with the elders and he's taught about we have these more burning and negative spirits that talks to us, but there are also these positive spirits that talks to us. And the young Indian asks, like, okay, who wins this kind of conversations? Who will be the biggest? Will it be the negative or the positive? And the elders share with the younger Indian that whoever you decide to feed will win. So I just love what you're saying here, Sumit, that, okay, about controlling the mind is really where we put our focus.
Yes, indeed.
I love that. I'm just going to see if we have any questions from anyone. I haven't spotted yet. If you have put your question in the comment box and I haven't seen it yet, please repost it so we can bring it up. Sumit, I'm very curious about this in terms of, you mentioned like to keep yourself away from distractions. And you mentioned some really good techniques. And in everyday life, there might be many distractions, temptations. What I found is many people, they want to, maybe in the moment they go for what gives them that instant pleasure, instant satisfaction. Or if they really know what they want, sometimes it's fear holding us back. And people then settle for kind of mediocrity, kind of what the crumbs of what life has to offer. Let's say in a relationship, many of us, we want the love, the passion, but fear holds us back and we go for some kind of surface level connection instead. What have you found to be key? Maybe just elaborate upon what we've been touching upon in order to really keep yourself on this track to what's going to give you that, like, the better life and really achieve your goals, letting go of distractions.
The distractions are part of life and they cannot be avoided. Okay, because let's say we start one project and then, or maybe I have a job, I might get another job opportunity which is paying me $1,000 extra, $500 extra, whatever. Right? And same happens in relationships. We marry certain people, and after some time there are distractions in the life, right? So distraction will be there in every area of your life. Even in your health goals, you start trying certain diets, certain exercise, and then after 1 month or 2 months, when everything is working good, and you all of a sudden wants to try something else. What you need to understand, what our ancient rishis tell, what I learned in the ashram is that Eka Tattva Abhyasa is a Sanskrit words where you focus on one thing and then you keep on doing it regularly. If it is giving you result, don't change it. Just continue that journey. Practice one path. Let's say you want to reach on top of the mountain. If you keep on switching your paths, okay, every 15, 20 minutes, you will never reach the top. You focus on the one path, no matter it's easy or it's difficult, you continue. Probably you'll reach faster than if you keep on just dabbling left and right and changing the paths, right? So distraction will not help you, and you need to identify. That's why you're setting a goal, setting a roadmap. Let's say how it happens in Uber, right? When we book an Uber, there's a direct, it shows the map, starting point, end point, it creates a journey, and the driver has to just drive. Otherwise, there are thousands of parallel roads going on, but you focus on that path. It might be a little faster, a little slower, doesn't matter. The goal is to reach your destination. Okay. So when you know that, okay, it will take me, let's say, 30 days to reach this goal in my life, maybe to lose my weight, it will take 30 days of time. Every day, I'm going to work out this much. I'm going to walk this much. I'm going to eat food at this time. I'm going to sleep at this time. Now that's done. Just do it. Don't change it after 15 days. Okay.
Just do it.
Right? Let's say if you change the path after 15 days, now you have to again start something new. It will take another 30 to 40 days. Versus you just continue. It will be 20 days, it will be 25 days, and voila, 30th day, you've reached the goal.
Yeah, I love what you're saying here as well, is aiming for that mastery in a sense, but also give it time, because very often we might read about like overnight success, but it's a process, it's a journey. And that's what I found to be one thing that has been very important for me as well, to enjoy the moment, enjoy the process. Because if I come to the finish line of some milestone and that's been the only thing that was my goal, I'm like, I can end up finding myself empty as well. So I love how you put the emphasis on the journey and stay focused on the journey and present in the moment. I'm conscious of time here, Sumit. I got one more final question before we wrap this up for today. Maybe you have some final words. I'm very curious to hear from you, Sumit. What does it mean to you to live a fulfilled life? To live a fulfilled life. You know, my slogan and on this podcast is embrace fulfillment. So what does it mean to you to live a fulfilled life?
See, you just talked about the journey is important, right? With whom are you traveling in this journey is very, very important. The people in your life are very important, because that's going to decide, are you really enjoying? Are you really happy? Or you're just living a life with sacrifices, and then the fulfillment comes. It's not what you achieve, the money you earn, the goals you achieve. They're there for a purpose, but people you go along with, memories you make, relationship you build, lives you touch, I feel that brings fulfillment to every human being, right? And I look for that in my coaching business. It is about transforming millions of lives. That's my goal, because that is where at the end of my life, I will be taking with me as a fulfillment, not the money, not the goals or the number of checklists I've done. So for me, it's always about bringing everybody together and then taking as many people along with me with a healthy body, healthy mind, fulfilled life. This is fulfillment for me.
I love that, because these emotions that comes from those relationships, that basically fulfillment, because I align with that. Life is about those moments you get to share with people that matter in your life. And for me as well, things that put the biggest smile on my face is to see the success that I can facilitate for others and help others on their journey. Sumit, I really appreciate that you took the time to come on today. If you have some final words, please drop that in now. And just a quick one is, if someone here is listening to you and they want to learn more from you, how can people stay in touch with you or stay tuned and learn more from you? Where can they find you?
Okay, so if you want to learn about more self-healing, you want to learn more about how you can manifest the life of your dreams, which I'm doing, you want to be mountain fit, yes, you can, maybe links will be there. Sumitupreti.com is my website. Come, learn, go to my YouTube channel, learn more. It will be more in Hindi initially, yes, but idea is to help you take full control of your life and change the life you're living and be mountain fit.
Amazing. So YouTube channel and your own webpage. That was sumitupreti.com, right?
Perfect.
Yes. with that, brother, thank you really much for coming on. I love your perspective on what it means to live a fulfilled life as well. So many key distinctions. And you shared so many golden nuggets throughout this entire session on how we can come back to the present moment with the calmness to keep ourselves on track to what we really want our life to be about, to cut through any noise. So it's been a pleasure having you on, Sumit. Thank you really much for your time coming on today.
Thank you, Joakim. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this, give this session a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to the channel